What is going on YouTube? Cy Guy 29 coming at you from the beautiful Cardoboard Pub, where I drink a craft beer, show you some cards, and talk. It's what I do best. Drink beer and talk, basically. The cards, they're a nice added bonus. Anyway, happy March Madness. I love it. Spent all day yesterday, and I do mean pretty much all day, in Des Moines. They're one of the host sites for the first and second round this year. Not going to the games. Just went down. They had open practices yesterday. So all 8 teams that are in Des Moines had a 40-minute slot. Started at 11 o'clock in the morning with Howard University, the Bison. Great practice, by the way. I love the way their coach went about things. Very impressed by them. And let's see, after Howard was, I don't know, it was Howard, Illinois, Kansas, Arkansas, Penn State, Texas A&M, Colgate, and who am I missing? Texas. Missing Texas. It was just kind of fun. So I saw 8 practices. Was in the arena. I got there about 10:30. First practice was at 11, and I left about 4:40 or so when they were all done. Stopped at a card shop. Stopped at the Rookie out in, technically, I think it's in Clive, maybe, or Urbandale, one or the other. Picked up some supplies and 1 pack of cards. That'll be a different video. But yeah, let's get into this. I'm almost 2 minutes in. I found this beer and said, yep, got to do it. Special edition. And it's The Big Dance. And it's a double IPA, as you can see there, from Single Speed Brewing in beautiful Cedar Falls in Waterloo, Iowa. And it says, The Big Dance. Taking time to celebrate the wins, arguably more important than the wins themselves. Just be certain to do yourself a favor and include a dance in there somewhere. It says survive, advance, dance. And this is a 30 IBU, 9% ABV. There you can see the information for Single Speed. It's listed as Waterloo, but they do have a tap room in Cedar Falls in Old Downtown. So let's crack this open, see what we got. It says that it's floral, citrusy, and tropical. So, go ahead and pour this out. Better pour than the last one I had. Haven't tried it. By last pour, I meant last week. Last week's pour wasn't real good. Now, there's a little floral in there, that's for sure. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. That's a really nice tasting beer. A little light test for you. A little on the hazy side. And a double IPA is usually going to have an ABV, alcohol by volume content, that is up there. I'm actually filming this today, Thursday morning, March 15th, before the game start, right before the game starts. So, not your typical let's get up and get going beer, but good beer nonetheless. Now you can see I have a rather large stack of cards. And I went through and pulled out some March Madness stars. For those who don't know me, I am an absolute freak when it comes to the NCAA tournament. I've been to, if you count yesterday, that was my 11th NCAA tournament appearance for me, so to speak. I've been to Minneapolis on 3 or 4 occasions. I've been to Des Moines twice. Been to Kansas City. And then I've been to Atlanta. Need to get to Omaha. I think it's back in Omaha next year. So I'm going to try to plan where I can get to Omaha. Have never been there. Well, I've been to Omaha, but never to the NCAA tournament there. We put it that way. I can already tell this is going to be a longer episode. Let's get into the cards, though. I'm going to take one more drink. Really dry air yesterday. Made me parched still today. Let's see, we'll put that right there. Beautiful. Got the bracket on there. Quick story about Cedar Falls. University of Northern Iowa was there. One of the greatest shots, greatest wins that I've seen in NCAA tournament history. The University of Northern Iowa knocked out Kansas, and I can't remember the year, but the player's name that hit the shot was Ali Farokmanesh. Never forget it. It was awesome. Let's get to the cards, though. Going to start off with the two guys that really kind of started my love of the NCAA tournament. Take yourself back to 1979. And the first guy, none other than Larry Legend. Actually got to see him play in college when he was at Indiana State, down at Drake, and I've talked about that in the channel before, but this guy doing things that you just weren't supposed to do, and literally carrying a team all by himself. It was amazing. And of course, you can't talk to Larry without Magic. Magic and those great Michigan State teams. Judd Heathcote is the coach. Always wanted to be Magic Johnson. He was just two guys, big for their positions, doing things you're not supposed to do. The rest of these guys made a name for themselves in the NCAA tournament. And start with this guy, Mr. James Worthy, great North Carolina Tar Heel. And this is a guy, Mr. Tim Duncan, I saw in person. One of my trips to Minneapolis, Wake Forest was there, and he was the most polished college big man I'd ever seen. In his Wake Forest uniform there. I don't even know what these are from. Scoreboard, the rookies. So there's that one, Tim Duncan. I also saw this next guy, Chris Webber, play. When he was at Michigan, I saw the Fab Five, Fab Four, whatever they wanted to call them. Their freshman year in the Final Four in Minneapolis. So was up there for the semifinals that year when they beat Cincinnati, I believe. Or was it No. Indiana. One of the two. Because it was Indiana, Cincinnati, Duke, and Michigan were the four teams there. Next, Isaiah Thomas. Great Indiana teams that he led. Here, St. John's great Mr. Chris Mullen. Much longer shorts in this picture. Hell of a shooter. Crazy guy. Another guy, Anthony Hardaway. Penny has his Memphis Tigers back in the NCAA tournament. These next two guys you can't go wrong with. And I got to start with this guy, Clyde the Glide Drexler from the University of Houston. Their number one seed again. And his running mate in Phi Slamma Jamma, Hakeem Olajuwon. Another reason I was a huge college basketball fan. Those guys did things. The Georgetown teams, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But here we have another one. Little Magic there in the middle. Mo Cheeks. Where'd Mo go to school? Yeah, West Texas State. Probably not in. That's UTEP now, I believe. Here's another guy I saw play in person. Mr. Shaquille O'Neal doing what he did best. Saw him in Minneapolis. Excuse me. In the first round game. I want to say they played UConn that year. But I thought he was going to tear down the Metrodome. It was unbelievable. One of the all-time March Madness greats, Mr. Bill Walton. Hate him as a broadcaster, loved him as a player. Here we go. The Big E, Elvin Hayes. Another University of Houston product. I wish they would do a 30 for 30 or an E60 on this team and how they, when they were playing UCLA in the Astrodome. I've always been fascinated by that. We have the GOAT. Michael Jordan's kind of the same shot he hit as a freshman to win that national title for the Tar Heels in the Superdome. Next we have Mr. Henry Bibby, another UCLA great on those dynasty teams of John Wooden. That's a little bad autograph, but it's an autograph nonetheless. Here we have Andre Miller, great player at the University of Utah. Harrison Barnes, another Tar Heel great, born in Ames, Iowa. Couldn't keep him in town. Damn you, Roy Williams. Sorry, Jake. We have Kendall Gill. Illinois Fighting Illini was on some great teams. Saw him play 89. I was blessed in 89. I saw the first and second rounds in Atlanta. My brother and I were down there. Iowa State was playing. And then we got to see, my dad had tickets in Minneapolis to the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, where Illinois beat Syracuse with Pearl Washington and Ronnie Cycli and those guys. Another Utah product, Andrew Bogut. Late 90s guy there. Corey McGinney, Duke product. My personal favorite, Jamal Tinsley, Iowa State Cyclone, 2000 and 2001. Cyclone still got ripped off. Hate to say it, Michigan State fans, but you never should have won that national title. Which, by the way, was the last Big Ten title, 2000, won by a Big Ten team. Think about that. A conference with all that history, in 2000 was the last time they've had a team win the Big Dance. Crazy. Here we have Sidney Moncrief, who's an Arkansas Razorback back in the day. Here we have LaMarcus Aldridge, Texas Longhorn. And then last but certainly not least, arguably the greatest March Madness player of all time. None other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Of course, at that time he was Lou Alcindor. So, hope all is well. Hope your brackets don't get busted. Hope you take a chance and dance. See what I did there? Yep. Hope so. So like the sign says, collect what you love what you collect. Go Cyclones.